Okay, it's your brother Sorry back with another one. Okay, today, yeah, I really don't normally make videos like this, in regards to, um, a lot of your current events and all that. Um, but this was something that just kind of stood out in my awareness. You know what I'm saying? I guess you could say it was a disturbance in the force, something like that. Um, but some months ago, right? Some months ago, I don't know how I stumbled. Matter of fact, some months ago, um, a friend of mine asked me to do a astrology reading for his wife, right? And she asked me to look at April 2025, right? So I look at April 2025 on her chart, and I seen basically what kind of tipped me off. Her first house looked weird. It was as if she was going to witness something, um, in society. She was going to observe something in society. So, for a minute, I've been kind of looking at April 2025. You see what I'm saying? And some astrologers are talking about it, have mentioned it. I know there's some activity. I know, um, with Rahu, if I'm not mistaken, Rahu, I think it's like a conjunction of Saturn and Neptune or something like that. Um, if anybody's familiar with, midpoints, you have your Mars Uranus midpoint. Is forming a square. I mean, anybody look up Mars Uranus midpoint for April 12th. You see what I'm saying, and you see what it's doing and everything like that. If you're into midpoints, sometimes I dabble with, the trans Neptunian planets or points from Uranian astrology. When you add them on the chart, you see some other things in regards. It makes April 12th look a lot more weird. So, not to get into all that because I'm not really trying to make any type of prediction for that particular period of time. But any of my peers who kind of study things on that level, take a look at April 12th. Maybe I'm tripping, but so when I look at April 12th, right? Um, that's what kind of got me to take a look at April 12th of 2025. Okay, or around that time. So, I'm looking at that and everything like that, and I put it on, the 90-degree dial, and she starts to become kind of weird. April 12th, I start seeing some weird stuff. So, long story short, I'm trying to reconcile this in my mind. So time goes on and whatever catch me, woo, 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 and by hook or by crook, I run across some information about what April 12th, 2025 is. Okay, so, if any of you remember, I think about 3 years ago, there was something around the time that they had that attack. Iran shot a bunch of missiles at Israel and they blocked it with the Iron Dome or whatever. Around that time, I believe that was about 3 years ago, something like that. Around that time, um, you had something going on. They were purchasing what they call the red heifers, right? The whole relevance of the red heifers. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, when we talk about the red heifers, the red heifers tie into the third temple. The the red heifers, the ashes of the red heifer is supposed to, inaugurate the construction of the third temple of Jerusalem, right? In Jerusalem and everything like that. They purchased the red heifers from Texas, right? About 3 years ago. It takes about 3 years for them to mature, however it may go, for them to do the sacrifice. But 2025 is the 3 year mark where they're gonna sacrifice the red heifers and stuff like that. So when they sacrifice the red heifers, that initiates the building of the third temple, in Jerusalem and everything like that. So, I think that's one of the reasons why we've been seeing a lot of these, Islamic groups get kind of wild and stuff like that because, yeah, and what all that entails when they build the third temple. And I'm gonna kind of leave out a lot of the biblical prophecy. I'm not really into all that, but at the end of the day, um, we all know this kind of ties into some level of biblical prophecy. They're kicking, they're pulling us into a this biblical prophecy narrative, kicking and screaming. So not that I really subscribe to it all, but at the end of the day, you at least want to know kind of what's going on. So when they build this third temple and everything like that, um, the place for where you have the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, the site where they want to build the third temple and everything like that, um, is the site of what's currently Al Aqsa Mosque. Al Aqsa Mosque is the site of what they call the Dome of the Rock. That's supposed to be the place where the Prophet Muhammad ascended into heaven and all that stuff like that. And that's a very important site, spiritual site for Muslims and everything like that. So what would happen essentially if they built the third temple, which they have intentions on doing, um, they would replace the dome of the mosque, excuse me, the dome of the rock, the Al Aqsa Mosque, with this third temple and everything like that. So I really don't, based on all the current tensions and everything like that in the Middle East, it would be hard for me to imagine that um, the Muslim community in that part of the world would really take that lying down. So long story short, um, not trying to, I don't know, it's not really a fear mongering thing, but just be mindful of that this stuff is going on. A lot of times we're, we fight a lot of these wars and stuff like that, or our country fights a lot of these wars and everything like that, or whatever, and we're subject to all kind of stuff going on globally or whatever case may be. And sometimes what we really being subject to is a certain demographic of people trying to usher in some sort of biblical prophecy, whether it be some sort of Messiah coming back, or whether it be some sort of aliens coming back, whatever your flavor is, or whatever case may be. But minus all the mythos of it and all the prophecy of it, if they build this third temple like what they're trying to do or whatever, it's gonna create major contention. With the Islamic world, or may possibly do that. So, um, April 2025 is around the time of Passover 2025. So that will be the time where they're actually supposed to be sacrificing these red heifers and everything like that. And that would formally initiate the building process for the third temple, which would initiate some sort of major conflict between the Christian and Muslim world potentially. So, I don't know. Um, if anybody you do your astrocartography, check out April 12th. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's just something that just fell on my radar, and I just find it fascinating that that's the same date that they have for the time that they're going to sacrifice the red heifer. And last time that they even purchased the red heifers, um they launched like hundreds of missiles at Israel off the strength of that. So that's what's going on in the background. These cats are laying the foundation for some kind of biblical prophecy and everything like that. And whether we subscribe to it or not, we're kind of like dragged along with them with what they decide to do. So that's kind of what I had for today. Appreciate y'all checking me out. I just wanted to make that video because this is kind of something that we may be faced with. I don't know what this is gonna look like. I don't know what's gonna come out of it or whatever case may be. But just be mindful that it's things, some things could tensions or whatever could heat up or whatever, or this could be some old BS that we involved in as a nation. But just stay tuned. Peace and blessings.